The Michael Jackson tapes. Among his closest friends. But this is Michael Jackson bluntly dissing Hollywood.
Why don't you think I'm so sure that you know Hollywood? You love the limelight, and I don't have anything in common with you. They want to go clubbing, act like they want to sit around and drink hard liquor and do marijuana and do all kind of crazy things that I wouldn't do.
And Prince and Paris, who were toddlers at the time, were often in tow when the tape recorders were rolling too, sometimes jumping right into the conversation.
What are you supposed to do, you know? Oh, yeah.
Smile. If the world sees him as the strange father who cloaked his children in masks, the tapes reveal the tender dad we didn't see.
I say to Prince and Paris, you know why I bought you this? They said, because you love me. I said, yes, that's why I bought it. They need to know that.
It's a dream rooted in Jackson's own childhood scars.
If there was a Children's Day when I was little, and I look at my father and say, okay, Daddy, Joseph, what are we going to do today? You know what that would have meant to me? You go, well, you want to go to the movies? That would have meant so much to me, Smoothie.
With his tears comes out from behind his mask, unveiling a man few people knew or could ever comprehend.
And I'm going to say something, I've never said it before. And this is the truth, Smoothie. I have no reason to lie to you. God knows I'm telling you the truth. I think all my success and fame, and I've wanted it. I wanted it. Because I wanted to be loved. That's all.
Boy before, but never like this. In unsettling detail, he opens up about his fear of his father and manager, Joe Jackson.
And you look in the audience, he'd make a face like this. You go, oh, I can't mess up, he's going to kill us. It would just scare the bejesus out of you. And he'd be like, everybody's clapping, he'd like looking at you hard, like, don't you mess up, you know, and I'm like, oh, God, I'm in trouble after the show.
Jackson told Shmuley that growing up, he and his siblings would dread the moment their father came home.
We'd hear his car coming down the drive. We always drove this big Mercedes, and he drives real slow. Joseph's home, quick! Boom, door slam, everybody runs to their room. Like this, sometimes I'd be in bed at night sleeping. It's 12 at night. The door's locked. I'm giving you 5 seconds. You know, open, I'm going to kick it down. And he starts kicking it. Boom, kick it, like breaking the door down. Why do you sign that contract today? I go, I don't know. He goes, well, sign it. If you don't sign it, you're in trouble. So you would sign? I had to. He was very physical. He'd throw you and hit you hard as he can.
And as Michael describes to the rabbi, they were beatings that sometimes got brutal.
He was rough. The way he would beat you was, you know, was hard. You know, sometimes he'd take he would make you strip nude first. He would oil you down. Your whole ritual. He would oil you down. So when the flip of the ironing cord hit you, it would just, you know, and it was just like me dying. And your foot's all over your face, your back, everywhere. And I always hear my mother back, no, Joe, you're going to kill him, you're going to kill him, no. I would just give up. There was nothing I could do, you know. And I hated him for it. Hated him.
Terrified and also resentful.
Did you begin to feel that you were like a money-making machine for him?
Yeah. I'll never forget one day he said, if you guys ever stop singing, I'll drop you like a hot potato. That's what he said. It hurt me. You don't say that to children. And I never forgot it.
It was a shunning of affection that colored almost all Jackson's childhood memories of his father.
I never felt love from him. And he would never hold me or touch me.
Jackson told Shmuley his sadness created a torment so wrenching that he and his siblings even fantasized about their father being dead.
We used to say to our mother, we'd say to each other, and I'll never forget this, Janet and myself, I would say, Janet, shut your eyes. She'd go, okay, they're shut. I said, picture Joseph in a coffin, he's dead. Did you feel sorry? She would go, no. That's what we would do to each other as kids. We'd like play games like that. She'd go, nope. She's like that. And that's how hateful we were.
Jackson's siblings have said in the past that Joe Jackson was hard on them, but their descriptions are inconsistent. And Joe Jackson has said he whipped his son, but never beat him. A spokesman for the Jackson family. And like most things in Jackson's life, nothing was black and white. At times, he spoke fondly of his father, crediting him with much of his own success.
God bless my father because he did some wonderful things and he was brilliant. He was a genius.
And how do you view him today?
I'm scared of my father to this day. My father walked in the room and God knows I'm telling you the truth. I've fainted in his presence many times. I'll say once, to be honest. I've fainted once. I've thrown up in his presence because just when he comes in the room, he just aura comes and my stomach starts hurting. I know, like, I'm in trouble. And now he's so different now. He wants to be a better father. I just wish he had learned that earlier.
Why are you still scared then?
Because the scar is still there. So I'm like an angel in front of him, not scared. One day he said, "Why are you scared of me?" And I couldn't answer. I felt like, "Angelica, do you know what you've done? Do you know what you've done to me?"
What did he really think of the man in the mirror?
Like a liquor. It looked like, it was horrible. I don't like, I never... I wanted to become such a wonderful performer that I would get love back.
So you thought if you became a great star, very successful, and loved by the world, your father would love you too? So you could change him that way?
I was hoping I could. And I was hoping I could get love from other people. Because I needed it. Real bad, you know.
Famous black star before him.
You had Belafonte, you had Sammy, you had Nat King Cole. People loved their music, but they didn't get adulation. They didn't get the crying. I was the first one to break the ice, break the mold for white girls, Scottish girls, Irish girls. I'm in love with you. I want to. And that gave a lot of the white press. They didn't like that. And that's why they started the story. He's weird, he's gay, he sleeps in a hyperbaric chamber, he wants to buy the Elephant Man bones. Anything to turn people against me, they tried their hardest.
In addition to accusing the press of racism, Jackson divulges painful stories about the ugly overtones of race that hovered over his family long after he became a superstar.
My mother, she was pulling out of the market, right? It was a block from my house in Encino. She was in her Mercedes, and this white guy in a car screamed out to her, "Go back to Africa, you n***." Just like that. It hurt me so much. From the stories of my brothers in their Rolls Royces, you know, they get out of their car, lock the door. When they come back to their car, they would find a key. Some guy walked by and would scrape off all the paint. This was a black man driving it. Black man driving a Rolls Royce, you know. I just hate anything to do with, because of the color of a person's skin has nothing to do with the content of their character.
What about sunrise?
And despite being one of the most influential entertainers of all time, Jackson says he never understood why he still couldn't catch a break from the press, even when he wrote ballads like Earth Song and focused on making the world a better place.
And I've been an ambassador of goodwill all over the world, spreading this message. Here we do heal the world, children of all nations circling the huge globe. But other thing is singing about sex, and I want to get in the hot tub with you, baby, and rub you all over, and heck, I get battered in the press as the weirdo. In the press, they wait with knives. Really? Absolutely. They try to shred me apart, because when you're the top-selling artist of all time, the record that's broken, you're the target. I mean, get him down. Get him. You know what I mean?
As he opened up to the rabbi, Jackson could sound narcissistic.
Going to my show is like a religious experience, because you come out. You go in one person and you come out a different person.
But the star who spent his adult life morphing from one look to another actually admits his own face repulses him.
I saw it on the computer. It made me sick when I saw it. Why? It's like a liquor. It looked like, it was horrible. I don't like it. I never like it. That's why I wish I could never be photographed or seen, and I push myself to go to the things that we go to. I just don't want to look old. I hate to see people grow old.
Jackson also shared with the rabbi some disturbing details about his eating habits, confessing that on his Dangerous tour, his friend Elizabeth Taylor literally had to force him to eat.
I wouldn't eat. Took the spoon and would put it to my mouth. Really? When I get really upset or hurt, I don't eat. I go on a food. I just eat till I'm unconscious. Then they started doing it intravenously, you know, because my body breaks down. I won't eat.
And then there were the drugs. Although to keep him going was his love for children.
Okay, you just try to persevere.
Believing in children, believing in young people, believing that God gave me this for a reason, to help my babies.
Little did he know how soon that belief, and one child in particular, would lead to accusations that this time...
Have you seen my childhood?
I would love to come back as a child that never grows old, like Peter Pan.
In fact, even at age 27, when
I thought I was still this little kid. It's not time for me to go yet. I said, I'm still a boy. I'm not supposed to leave home yet. I really felt that in my heart.
And when he did finally move out, Michael Jackson remained as childlike as ever, famously naming his ranch Neverland, a place where he surrounded himself with laughing children and relished playing games like hide-and-go-seek.
I see beauty in all children. They're all beautiful to me. They're so beautiful, and I love them all. We could be in a movie, or I could be in a department store, and I hear somebody arguing at their child. I break down and cry, because it reflects how I was treated when I was little. I cry, I break down at that moment, and I start shaking and I cry. Can't take it. It's hard.
Jackson didn't just love children. He told the rabbi he needed them. They were his refuge, his saviors.
The happiness and the joy that I see in the eyes of the children, they save my life, so I want to give it back. They saved me, Shmuley. I'm not joking.
But it was a mission Jackson seemed to take to an extreme, even telling the rabbi he sees himself as a universal father who has the power to heal sick children.
Do you feel like God gave you a certain healing power? I've seen children just shower all over me with love. They want to just touch me and hug me. I've seen just come to me, just hold on and cry and not let go. And mothers take their babies and put them into my arms. Touch my baby, hold them. Touch my baby, touch my baby.
In August of 2000, Jackson invited Rabbi Shmuley and his family to Neverland. At the very same time, a young boy, a 13-year-old cancer patient, was also visiting.
Every time I talk to him, he's in a better spirit. And you're healing him, not just speaking. I know I'm healing him. Did I need you, Michael? And then he calls me Dad. I go, well, you better ask your dad if it's okay for you to call me Dad. He said, Dad, is it okay if I call Michael Dad? He said, yes. He said, no problem, whatever you want. Kids always do that. And I always feel that I don't want the parents to get jealous, because it happens sometimes. And it rubs fathers in a strange way. And the kids end up just falling in love with my personality. Sometimes it gets me into trouble, you know, but I'm just there to help.
3 years later, that boy would accuse Michael Jackson of molesting him during that sleepover visit to Neverland. And though Jackson was ultimately vindicated after a 14-week trial, the charges would forever tarnish Jackson's name. Reflective and grateful at times, so self-absorbed and brazen at others that he sounds almost delusional about his power.
You believe you were face-to-face with Hitler? Absolutely.
But you really think you could have gotten through to Hitler?
Yes.
That finding the good in him somehow.
Yeah, I think I could have. I really do. I think nobody really talked to him. They'd say brown nosers, but that's what they were. That's what he wanted, that's what they did.
When it comes to women, the king of pop sounds especially conflicted. He describes his mom, Catherine, as nothing short of saintly.
I don't know anybody like her. She's like a Mother Teresa. There's very few people like that. Women can do some things that make guys very unhappy. I've seen it with my brothers. I see my brothers crying in tears and pulling the grass out of the lawn out of frustration because of their wives.
Jackson describes women as manipulative, disappointing. Here he talks about how badly Lisa Marie Presley let him down when she didn't want children.
She promised me that before we married, that would be the first thing we would have children. So I was brokenhearted. And I walked around all the time holding these little baby dolls. I'd be crying. That's how badly I wanted it, you know. So I've never asked a girl out of my life. They have to ask me. Really? Yes. I can't ask her out.
Had he been able to muster up the courage, Jackson told Rabbi Shmuley there was a certain princess who would have been at the top of his list.
I liked the way Lady Diana would make her kids wait in line. Her knees and touch her fingers. But everybody I thought was so beautiful. She was good.
You felt an immediate connection with her?
Yeah. I loved her very much. Yeah, she was my type. She was my type, for sure.
There was no date. Tatum O'Neal was his first girlfriend.
When I held Tatum's hand, I was like, it was a magical thing. It was better than kissing her, better than anything. I remember we went to this club. I don't go to clubs. It was called the Rock. And we were watching the band. I was sitting there, and underneath the table, she was holding my hand. I was like melting. She held her hand, and we felt, wow, like fireworks going off.
The song Pretty Young Thing could easily have been inspired by his affection for Brooke Shields.
That was one of the loves of my life. I think she loved me as much as I loved her, you know. And we dated a lot. We went out a lot. Her pictures were all over my wall, my hair, everything. And I went to the Academy Awards, Diana Ross. And this girl walked up to me and said, "Hi, I'm Brooke Shields." I said, "No." Then she goes, "Are you going to the after party?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Good, I'll see you at the park." I'm going, "Oh my God!" And she knows she's all over my room. So we get to the after party. She comes up to me, she goes, "Will you dance with me?" I'm like, "Yes, I would dance with you." Man, we exchanged numbers, and I was up all night, singing, spinning around in my room, so happy, you know. It was great.
At Jackson's memorial service, Shields would reflect tearfully on their tender bond. Jackson was all smiles in the car, but on these tapes, he reveals that the material girl's saucy ways felt more than a little dangerous.
Like a library of books of women who are tied to walls. I left Spanky books. Well, I want to see that. I think she likes shock value. Madonna laid the law down when we went out. I am not going to Disneyland. Okay, that's out. I didn't ask you to go to Disney. Okay, we're going to the restaurant. Afterwards, we're going to a strip bar. I am not going to a strip bar. Where they cross guys who are girls. I am not going there. Just afterwards, she wrote some mean things about me and the friends, and I said that she didn't ask me.
Rivalry or not, Jackson does paint Madonna as envious when he talks about jealousy in Hollywood.
They admire you and know you're wonderful and great, but they're jealous because they wish they were in your place, wish they were in your shoes. And M is one of them. Madonna, she's not a nice. She hasn't been kind. Absolutely. She's a woman, and I think that's what bothers her. Women don't scream for other women, and men are too cool to scream for women. And I get that. I get the fainting and the adulation and the notoriety that she doesn't. She can't get that.
But like Brooke Shields, Madonna had only fond memories of her time with Jackson when she... He talked about vanishing.
I would like some kind of way to disappear when people don't see me anymore.
His fear of growing old.
I just don't want to look old and start forgetting.
And hauntingly, his own death.
When the body breaks down, you start to wrinkle. I think it's so bad.
So you want to die before that happens?
I don't want to grow old.
You don't want die young?
You're asking me an interesting question. You sure you want my answer?
He couldn't stand the thought of himself with gray hair. And at 42, Michael Jackson was already fixated on his final resting place.
I want to be buried right where there's children. I would feel safer that way. I want them next to me. I need their spirit.
And God endowed this special man with talent that the rest of us can only dream of. Why did it have to end tragically?
I want to always be youthful and have the energy to run around and play hide and seek, which is one of my favorite games.
A lesson.
I wanted to become such a wonderful performer that I would get love back. And I was hoping I could get love from other people. I've seen the worst, the nightmare of the human condition, the human soul, of what I would never even think a common man would be capable of behaving in such a way.
You're not angry at God, you're not angry at the world.
I'm not angry. I'm very